Hey guys, welcome back to my new YouTube channel. I'll explain later as to why I had to make a new one, but as for now, let's get started on how I made these cute desserts for my daughter's birthday party. Alright, let's get started. I already have an in-depth video on how I make cake pops from my old YouTube channel, which I will put in the link below, but this part is just leading to how I design the cake pops. Make sure your cake pops have a Play-Doh type consistency like I'm showing you here. If not, they won't stay on the stick and they'll fall apart. I used a tablespoon to scoop up the cake mixture and wanted my cake pops to be a little bigger this time. So I scooped up about a tablespoon and a half of cake. Just be careful to not scoop up a lot because they'll be too heavy and will fall off the stick when dipping it in the chocolate. Rolling these into a ball is so tedious and time consuming, especially since I'm a perfectionist. I take my time to try and make them into a perfect ball. Now, if you're noticing that you have cracks on your cake pops while rolling, that means you need to put a little more frosting in the mixture so they can be smooth and solid. So I had two designs for my daughter's cake pops, which were the elephants and this design right here I'm about to show. If you guys haven't noticed yet, her color theme was gray, white, and baby pink. Look at Saray over here being nosy. But anyways, I got these sprinkles from Michael's. Right here, I'm showing you the bootleg professional way of piping. I use a small Ziploc bag, put the melted chocolate in there, and cut a tiny hole. I show the process on how I did it later on in the video. So this is where your creative juices come out. When doing this design, you can put as many or as little of these swirls as you want, and you can sprinkle edible glitter on them like I did, or just leave it like that. It's up to you. Regardless, they'll come out super cute. Make sure when doing the swirls to always keep it moving by twirling the cake pops and to not pause in one spot, because it will look more like a blob instead of effortless swirls. So I got these cute little bags from Michael's and they came with these little silver tie thingies. I forgot what they're called, but anyways, I used those to tie some of the bags and also ribbon to give it more of a diverse design. Alright, now on to the elephant cake pops. To make the trunk, I used the black chocolate circles. I used my Christmas cookie cutter because it has that curve on there to cut the chocolate, but you can use those silver tubes that people use to pipe on cakes if you know what I'm talking about. They didn't have gray chocolate melts anywhere, so I had to make it myself. So I mixed white chocolate with the rest of the black chocolate from the scraps that I made with the trunk and melted it. I also used these paramount crystals to help make the chocolate have more of a water consistency for easier dipping. So now onto the feet. I bought the smallest marshmallows I can find and cut them in half. I then dipped the tip of the marshmallow in the chocolate and placed it on the bottom of the cake pop. Make sure to have enough room for the other 3 pieces of marshmallow. This is why I wanted the cake pops to be a tiny bit bigger because I knew all 4 marshmallows won't be able to fit on the bottom if they were any smaller. For the trunk, I dipped one side of it in the chocolate and carefully stabbed it in the cake pop. And this is what it's looking like. It's forming into a cute baby elephant. Then I placed it in the fridge for about 3 minutes to help the chocolate harden before dipping. Alright, so this is my confession. This was my first time ever making elephant cake pops, and when I was dipping these, I was legit holding my breath. I am not lying to you. but they came out better than I expected, and I am beyond proud. So dipping them wasn't the hardest thing. The challenge was trying to tap off the excess chocolate off of the cake pops without having them fall off of the stick. This part took forever, and I think I took about a good minute and a half to almost 2 to try and drip off as much excess chocolate as I can. So once you're done with that, you have to work kind of fast to try and start putting the ears on before the chocolate hardens. The chocolate melts that I get from Michael's are already shaped like circles, so all you have to do is place it where you want and boom, you got ears. So this part is optional, but I saw this on Pinterest and I wanted to copy it. I got these edible hearts at Michael's as well and put it on the tip of the trunk. By then the chocolate was already dried up, so I had to dip the heart in the chocolate and hold it to the tip of the trunk until it semi-dries. I didn't record me putting on the eyes, but all you do is use that bootleg piping method and dot the eyes on the elephants and you're all done. Alright, now onto my chocolate popcorn. This is pretty easy. All you do is get kettle corn because it's already sweet from your local grocery store, pop them in the microwave and wait till they're cooled down before putting it in a bowl. To get an even coat of chocolate, I put the popcorn in a little bit at a time and pour the melted chocolate in between and then just mix it up. This part is optional. I used the edible pink glitter from earlier to jazz it up a bit, but you can add whatever you want in it, like nuts or M&Ms, etc. After I was all done mixing, I used a baking sheet and used wax paper for less mess. Also, the cool thing about this is that the chocolate captures the loose kernels at the bottom. It doesn't capture all of it, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. So I went ahead and did pink chocolate popcorn, and the process is the same exact thing. I also use the same bowl when I mix the white chocolate, which is still absolutely fine. Chocolate is chocolate. Plus, I already had a bunch of dishes to do, so I'm not trying to add more to that collection. Once all of the chocolate has hardened, I put both the white and pink chocolate back in the bowl and just mix it all up. I bought these bags from Michael's and I evenly put the popcorn in bags, tied them up, and all done. Last but not least, my chocolate strawberry tower. I got these styrofoam blocks at the Dollar Tree to help stand the strawberries up once I'm done dipping, so I won't get that flat look if I laid them down. After I melted the chocolate, I decided to cut the cup down since these cups were pretty tall and it would be an easier dipping process. This design is the easiest one. I got the silver edible glitter from Michael's, of course, dipped the strawberry in the chocolate, sprinkled the glitter, and already done. So this is how I did the bootleg piping. I took a Ziploc bag, used a cup to place the bag in position, poured the melted chocolate in there, and zipped it about 95% up. You take the little tip from the bag and snip a tiny hole with scissors. Make sure you run the chocolate down a bit on a napkin or foil to get the flow started, and you can start your design. I got this plastic plate from Dollar Tree and I got this cone from Amazon for like $4. Next, I put a good amount of chocolate on the bottom of the plate and placed the cone on top to hold it in position. I bought these flowers from my local grocery store, cut off the stem, and used toothpicks to stick to the bottom. That's how I got the flowers to stick on the styrofoam. I wasn't able to record me doing the whole tower because my camera died, but basically just be creative. Stick the flowers and strawberries wherever you want. You can also add things like candy, cookies, and or macaroons on there as well. And there you have it. It's definitely time consuming, but also easy to do. The end result is absolutely worth it. My guests enjoyed everything and we walked out with no leftovers. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!